now for something completely different.
What's happening, everybody? And a special what's up to my team killers, my killers of teams. Hope you guys are all doing good. Today we're going to talk about the Zaws. I know by now you probably heard a lot of people saying that they're the absolute best melee weapons in Warframe. Sometimes the most annoying melee weapons if you don't know what you're looking for. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you what you're looking for. I'm going to show you why people say they're the best. I'm going to show you a really good crit build, a even better status build. I say better because I'm partial to status. And I'm going to show you an amazing hybrid. That's what we came here to see. But if this is the first time meeting me, what's up? I'm Team Kills, and my goal here is making gaming easy. Now let's get to it. Now it doesn't matter if you're the kind of player who wants like a really heavy damage weapon, or really fast a speed weapon, or even a balance. Maybe you're a crit monster, status king, possibly. Oh, there's a Zaw for you. Actually, sounds like I'm selling them, right? No matter what you want, no matter what you're looking for, there's a perfect Zaw for you at the low cost of $3.99. Wow, that's awful. I'm going to stop that shit right now. But the truth is, it's right. If you know how to build a Zaw already, you might want to skip to this time right here. Otherwise, I'm going to quickly let you know how to do this from scratch. Now, when we're building a Zaw, technically we need to remember that they're modular weapons. So when we go to our foundry, we're going to find them in this section right here. Now all the pieces you need, you're going to have to get from Cetus, and that angry guy who's always yelling at his partner, his name is Hawk, or Hawk, whatever you want to call him. Now all the pieces you buy from Hawk, you can get with Cetus standing, and only Cetus standing. So you're going to have to do a lot of the missions to get a lot of the standings. Now there's 3 pieces that you need to build your Zaw. The blades or hammers, the pointy end, the damage end. You're going to need the handles, and whatever status effect you want to put onto it. Whether that status effect could range from anywhere from speed to power to actual status or critical. Even balanced effects, it's whatever you're really looking for. Now once Hawk has made your Zaw, it's going to suck. Only at first, that's because it's not a real weapon. Now this part, it's real annoying. Now the first thing you're going to have to do is level that Zaw back up to level 30 before you can do anything. Before you can put an Organ Catalyst or a form of any kind. Then you have to bring it back to Hawk, and he's going to do something called gilding. Now once he's gilded it, it's now a real weapon. So you can put some real damage on your real weapon. That was a little weird. Okay, so once you understand how to do all this, in my opinion, the next thing you need to do is stop and think exactly about your playstyle and what kind of mods that you have. For example, say you have Prime Fury and a couple other speed mods and Valkyrie, you can make an absolute powerful monster that sacrifice all the speed. It's so slow, the thing's practically stuck in time because you got the mods to make up the difference. So you don't have those mods. So you got Spoiled Strike, which is a great mod, but it's got a speed reduction. Well, now I can make a weapon that's a little faster than I need, and I can focus on damage. Basically what I'm trying to say is if you find a ribbon for any one of these Zaws, it's worth going back to scratch and building a new Zaw to make sure it is perfect for the status builds that you get in that ribbon, turn into a real deadly monster. Now speaking of monsters, here's my critical monster, Venomous 11, or is it 9? I don't know, I'm not too good with those Roman numerals, and I definitely didn't make that many. It's like my 3rd. I just like the number, it looked cool to me. Now this thing melts absolutely everything in its path once the Bloodrush effect starts going. Now I'm going to gloss over this, but to be honest, I have a detailed explanation that explains all the different Bloodrush and critical builds and the Gladiator cheat Bloodrush mod hybrid something. It's called Critical Monsters. Now in that video I give you a little bit more than what you expect. There's more than one way to get a Bloodrush started. Now this Zaw is technically from the Plague Star event. Now if you missed that, it sucks. But it will be back, you'll get another chance to do it, and the Plague Star Zaws are a little bit better than all the Zaws in the normal game. So you kind of want to get your hands on those. but in my opinion, this is the next best substitution for a Plague Star Zaw. Now here is my stasis build, or I mean status build. I call the weapon stasis, and these are the parts that I use to build it. Now once again, another Plague Star, and here is my recommendation for a replacement. Now in my opinion, I think status builds are better, or I can count on them more. I like them better. There's so much more effects, arcanes, and damage stacking. This really is a deep well of enemy destroying goodness. Now, once again, I got you covered. I got a guide that dives really deep into that. It's called Can You Become a Status King? And I could teach you guys how to become a status king. Go check that out. Alright, now time for the hybrid. Now this can be a little confusing, so I'm going to try and be very clear. Plus, I'm assuming you guys already understand status builds and critical builds. Besides, if I can get it, you guys can get it. I've done this a little while ago. That's all. Now, like I said, we're going to get a little creative because this is technically a blend of a Bloodrush Gladiator build and a status build. So the more Gladiator mods that you can fit on your actual Warframe, the better, because you need to make a little extra room for Condition Overload and Weaping Wounds. And by the way, Condition Overload comes from the Derelict, open those Derelict vaults. And Weaping Wounds and Bloodrush, you can get those from the Baby Stalker events, the Acolytes. Now, this build works fantastic. But what we want to do is, because it's half status, we can pile some more things on. And we want to make life easier for ourselves. So the first thing I want to do is go to the Narman School of Focus. And it's for my combo counter. Now there's an ability called Power Strike, and it can replace some of your combo counter mods. Now when it's maxed out, what it does is your combo counter only depletes by 5 instead of completely. So it gives you more time to raise both of those status effects that are happening. And I go down to Cetus and I make sure to grab Exodia Force. I always have trouble saying that one. Now what this arcane does, when maxed out on status effect, it has a 50% chance to explode for 200% of your total weapon damage to any enemy that's 6 meters in the area. So as your combo counter rises, this will keep happening, and it will happen more and more and more. Because of Weaping Wounds, it's going to bring your combo counter, or your status chance to 100%. So like I said, this effect will keep happening. Now if you don't have a ribbon, no problem. Personally, you could throw one of your Gladiator mods in there, or True Steel as well as Amalgam Shatter are also good choices. Now keep in mind, Blast and Toxin, I would choose those two for your major damage. One, because Toxin bypass shields and it's going to be 100% status, and Condition Overload. What Condition Overload does, it gives you extra 60% damage per status effect. So Toxin, instead of 1,000, is going to be 1,600. Now, Blast is another great one to use. Reason being, Blast has 2 status procs. When the status effect happens, the guy not only lies down, he's covered in ice. So instead of 60%, you're going to get 120. Which makes this weapon's damage capabilities kind of hard to calculate, but really easy to see. He walks through anything. This is why I named it the Onslaught. Now guys, I'm going to wrap this up because it's getting a little long. I really hope this has helped. If it has, join the team. Killers. Become a killer teams. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Keep it easy. And remember, just keep gaming.